There you go, 15 minutes later, screwed into place, and the old, here it is, power sander. I've used quite a coarse, I've seen better days, quite a coarse sandpaper on that, brings it down a lot quicker, and then just finished it off with a fine paper. I'm quite pleased with how that's done actually. If I had a third one to do, I'm sure I'd do it better again, but the actual joins, you can see in that, are pretty good on that. And I'll still give it another coat of filler just to fill in the little gaps that we've got down the side down here, just to give it a much smoother finish. But yes, and I'm really pleased with how that one's come across. I've got to be honest with you, it's not difficult. There's a little bit of effort with the sawing, but the actual process is pretty good, and I'm quite pleased with the result. So it will be on this side. Have a look. There you go. On there. So a little bit of refinement maybe, but other than that, yeah, very pleased with the result. It was quite quick and relatively easy, like you say. The worst part of the effort was the hand sawing, but yeah, I like it. I do like it. So it'll be interesting to see it when it's completed. Just a little bit more about how I plan to mount the motor in the front, because I'm one of those people that believe engines should be in the front. If I'm making a small car, I want to put the motor in the front, and it's just sheer bloody mindedness really. I understand Toylander selling their plans, but I would have thought if I'd have spent all this money on the kit for the body, they would have at least given me the drawings of what pieces go where. So like I say, there's a few bits I'm not 100% sure on, so people will tell me, but this bit down here, still not 100% sure about that. I'll figure it out though on there. So my plan, mount the motor in here somewhere centrally, possibly with, depending on the size of the one that I go for, I want to try and make it look like an engine. It will be an electric motor, it will be chain driven down to a prop shaft, which I'm in the process of putting together. So I'm going to have a hole in the floor for the chain to go through, where it will pick up the front end of the prop shaft along to the back axle. The prop shaft and diff that I've managed to obtain, the first ones that I looked at were, you can say, very much like this. Not Lewis Hamilton's feet, but where is it? Like this here. And that was the start of what I wanted to do, but the gearing wasn't going to work on something that size, so I've managed to procure some bevel gears that are a little larger than that I can work with on the prop shaft. So I'm doing it a little bit different to how Toylander normally do theirs. So I will be I know there's a lot of air holes and whatnot in the back here for the motors, the Toylander motors, to keep things cool. So I think I'm going to be covering that maybe with checker plate, something like that. I'm not 100% sure just yet on there. I'm going to checker plate the floor in the back across on top of these battens just to hide them. I've run the battens in the corner. Oh, you can see if I move it into the light, flush into there. So I'm not taking battens up, but I have, come on this side, I have screwed through, I don't know if you can see, into there, but this will be hidden by the aluminium trim that we're going to put around the top. So that's nice and secure. It'll be better when it's glued, of course, on there. But that's my plan so far for my Toylander one. I'm going to be doing a mock-up of just the floor pan of the chassis on ply, so I can plan what I'm going to do and where the holes need to go before I actually start cutting holes in this. So I'm going to send this off to a friend of mine who's got a body shop, and he's going to paint it for me. I've got to get it in primer, but he's going to paint it for me. Not sure what colour to go for yet. I'll keep working on that. Take advice off Lewis and Nico. They might just help me along with the choice of colour. But that's where I'm up to so far. So unfortunately nothing's going to happen for a couple of weeks now. Work has now taken my time up again, so it'll be a couple of weeks before I get any further. But my wife said to me recently, you seem to spend all your life on the internet looking at nuts, bolts and gears. Why don't you look at porn like normal husbands? So anyway, this is my Toylander porn. So right, I'm going to crack on with this. I'll do another video when I get a little bit further along. Cheers guys.